This episode is dedicated to the memory of Hulk Hogan.
Johnny and Campo, critics of might, breaking down each moonlit fight. Electric words with pointed truth, dark stills in the digital booth.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. Before we get into the video, let's take care of a couple things. First, RIP, the Hulkster. The Hulkster just died this last week. And, say what you will about him, what kind of a human being he was, but what he meant to the wrestling world, it was special. And we can't deny that. So RIP, the Hulkster. Now that we got that out of the way, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff for more wrestling content on this channel. And if you like movies, go check out Campo.Reviews. His description will be down in the description box below, so check that out. I think there's a couple of
keep going.
Yeah, best record in baseball right now as of today. So go Toronto Blue Jays, our hometown. So with that, make sure we get all that.
Technically, everyone in Canada's hometown team.
Yeah, technically that's true. But yeah, so let's get into TNA Slammiversary. Their annual show. I was kind of on this one. We'll start with the pre-show on this one. The pre-show had the Elegance brand.
Hold on, if you're kind of on this one, I think I'm a bit split. But let's go in.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Let's go into this with all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
And try not to agree with each other on this one, because I think we might have differing opinions for some of the stuff.
Okay.
So the first pre-show.
The first pre-show match was the Elegance brand against the Inspiration. I actually thought they were going to do a title change here, but they didn't.
I got to say two things.
It was a fun match, though.
Number one,
mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they're back. You know, I was a fan of them before. I didn't know why WWE cut them. I think they're great as characters. They're great at cutting promos. They're decent in the ring.
Yeah.
But they work well as a tag team. I watched this pre-show live as it was happening
on last Friday.
I don't know how, because I would have been at work. Oh no, I was on vacation.
Sunday. It was Sunday night. I
watched the pre-show live, and then forgot I watched the pre-show. Then went back today to watch the show. I went to brush up on things because I didn't catch it all at once. And I'm like, I didn't even watch the pre-show. So I put the pre-show on, and I'm like, this match seems really familiar. Then the next match came on. I was like, oh, this match seems really familiar. Then the third match came with Enzo Amore, and I was like, oh, yeah, I did watch this.
I did watch this, yeah.
I think this match was fine.
Mm-hmm. For a pre-show match, it was fine.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. And this is something, I'm pretty high up on Heather by Elegance and what she's been bringing to the table.
Heather or Ash? Dana Brooke?
Heather.
Okay, the new girl.
Heather.
Okay.
Okay, I've been high on her since the thing. So if anyone's confused about who I was talking about before, I meant Heather. If in case I said
the
Ash,
girl,
I meant Heather.
The one with the tattoos.
Yes, not Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been pretty high on her. I think she brings a lot, and I think she's also really good at adapting to matches. Like, of all the women's division tag team people they have in this company, she's the best at just blending into whatever's happening.
Yeah.
I don't think this match was great. But I have to actually, and I think you might agree with me on this, I have to applaud TNA for not passing the titles. I think this was the right move.
Yeah.
I think it was absolutely the right move because it's too soon to give it off, and we know how they like to hotshot these titles. I think letting them hold it makes them more superior, and it leads to a better feud.
Right, but then you can also have the shenanigans involved so they don't win clean, right?
And it's fair, right? So, we know TNA and the way they do things. How many women's tag teams do they have right now? Especially because Tessa Blanchard and Tasha Steelz are tied up.
Victoria Crawford,
whatever. They're all tied up in something.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have those other tag teams. TNA 1 year ago would have gave Inspiration the belts and then had the other team win it back at the next pay-per-view. But what they've done now is you've added validity to the belt and
a little bit of value to it. It means something. Yeah.
And we're building a story. And I can appreciate that. And you know me, I'm not one for on the mic promo stories. I do like a good promo, but I'm one for in the ring stories, Japanese
Hmm.
style, and I think that they did a pretty solid job here. It wasn't a
Yeah.
great match, but I think the character work and not passing the titles was smart.
Yeah. I can agree with you on that. And that's why the Elegance brand do end up winning. And moving on. Eric Young goes to the ring, throws out a challenge. Who should answer the challenge? In a classic Brian Trottier jersey, too, not on top of that. The hometown man.
So here's a
I
question I
really
have
like
for
this
you.
gimmick for hometown man.
I actually have a honest to God like take on this because you
Hmm.
see what happens in this match, and then you see later Eric Young cuts a promo, and he's
Hmm.
his voice, man, like I can't. Oh my God,
Eric Young.
he's so bad at cutting a promo. Like his promos are not bad. It's just listening to it, I don't
Yeah.
want to. Um, he's the one who brought out Hometown Man
Hmm.
to have the match, and like I know I haven't been watching week to week, but like the storyline going into what it is now seems so rushed that it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like we get rushed storylines, we get breakup
Yeah.
storylines, all that shit in wrestling. It happens. But this storyline is so rushed. I don't know where they're going. What the hell is
Yeah.
the point of the storyline?
Yeah.
This
I
match was
think
just okay.
eventually it's going to lead to the return of Diener.
Yes, but what does it mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Because now you've done all this jumbling around nonsense.
Hmm.
Anyways, it was just an okay match.
Yeah. And like I said, we don't judge the entire
No, we're
show on the
not.
pre-show. So Eric Young, hometown man, does get the quick roll-up victory. Eric Young gets a little upset and he goes ballistic again.
Okay.
Um, Next we have rope breakers, which are Enzo Amore, Zilla Fatu, and Josh Bishop. Throwing out a challenge. They are part of the Fourth Rope promotion, which is
Yeah.
owned by West Side Guns and Smoke Dizza,
Who
which
are affiliated with a lot of companies at this point.
mhm. Yep, they have a little thing with AEW going on too. They were
Hey,
at
but that's three pretty big names
yeah,
for a company we never heard of until right now.
yeah,
Literally, I never heard of this. So,
yeah. So like I
um,
mean, and it just goes to show like now he goes by Real One, but
yeah.
I mean he is still a
Who
great
did they
promo.
face? Tell them
It
before.
was Burt Macklin, Jake something, and now all of a sudden Mance Warner.
And I'm okay with that because that's three pretty good guys.
Yeah,
We have our qualms with
with
the
Burt
way they
Macklin.
with Burt Macklin, and we have our qualms with the way they book Jake something. But
Hmm.
we've always been kind of Mance Warner fans. I think,
Yeah,
especially like since he was showing up on AEW.
yeah.
Um,
Even some of the stuff he did in GCW and
so
stuff.
I liked the promo that they cut with Enzo More.
Yeah,
I do think though he dragged it out a bit too much. Like he got, and we know this by now. Like
yeah.
there's
That's
something wrong
Enzo.
with the guy in real life, like clearly.
Yeah,
And his ego got to him, and the promo was kind of weird because it would be like punchline, 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 then like a long
but it was also
pause.
a huge babyface promo.
Yeah, but did you know what I mean? Like, did you notice
Yeah,
that it was like punchline, 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 then like a pause, and then
waiting
he'd be
for the
like,
crowd to react. Yeah,
and
waiting for the crowd to react to it, kind of thing.
actually, I liked this match.
Yeah,
I actually really liked it. I
yeah.
enjoyed it a lot.
And was it the International Championship? That's the only belt that was not defended on this show.
Yeah, and I actually really enjoyed this match.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
it was a good way to end the pre-show, and it was quick. It was only 3 minutes, but
No, but it was like a really good 3 minutes. Like I
yeah,
can't even deny the fact that I enjoyed it.
yeah,
AEW, take notes for your goddamn pre-shows. I
yes,
would rather watch a bunch of young lions or whatever they're called in Noah have three doo-doo matches against veterans or whoever.
which
Where
is
at
what they
least
did
we're
in
getting,
Noah review coming next week.
but we're at least we're getting exposure to these young guys.
Yeah,
And not to say that, oh, TNA did that, but I like what TNA did here. And I think that AEW and WWE need to start taking notes.
well, I think this was also something for Zilla because I know WWE has plans for him.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we'll see what happens. So with that, we're going to the main show starts, and our opening match is Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander.
I thought this was an excellent match.
This is I even put down this is the way you start a show. This is what
Absolutely,
you
in any
put on for
company.
you want something high action, high
Buddy.
octane.
He hit his head
really,
so hard, plancha
yeah,
through the ropes, and we know now because this is later about
yeah,
his injury. But did he have a concussion?
yes,
But like
mild grade, but still.
the way that that happened. Okay, so a
Mhm.
lot of times when people get a concussion, you're all dazed. He did that move. You could see he was hurt. He
But he
didn't
got
blame
up.
anybody for it after the post the
Hmm.
match. He got up and he went for a 450 splash.
Yeah.
And he almost did it. Like I know it was not supposed to happen,
Yeah.
but he did the move. And I
Yeah.
think, wow, like you just smoked your head off the literally off the floor.
Yeah.
And then the match continued. And you know what? I'll give credit to Scripps.
No, it's not Scripps.
What's
Cedric
his?
Alexander.
Oh, Cedric Alexander. Sorry, my bad. What's Scripps' name? His actual name?
I don't know.
I don't remember what they called him. But yeah,
Is he even there anymore? I haven't seen him in.
this was a good match. This was a good
Yeah.
match. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I
Yeah.
think Mustafa Ali is a great talent.
Yeah. And so Cedric. They really worked well together. They told the
Cedric
story.
needs to be with somebody,
Yeah.
but I think Mustafa is like special.
Yeah.
Like
And
WWE letting him go is crazy.
yeah. And the thing is, the great in-ring storytelling. Even the commentators did a really good job on this show, telling the story about the history between Ali and Alexander. How Mustafa's never beaten him before.
Yeah.
So, and Mustafa gets the win here too after you know. But I really enjoyed this. With that, we are getting the System and Matt Cardona against the Job Squad 3.0.
um, I thought this was a weird match to
Match
have, especially when you're like
because you just turned with this match. You're turning the System babyface.
yeah, and you also I don't not even that they're returning them babyface, but I guess they want to because they do it later with Moose,
Moose.
right? I think that they do, but I think it's a weird choice here to have the headliner of the match be Matt Cardona, who
Yeah,
isn't even part of either of these companies.
no,
He was definitely the headliner. He got his own intro. He's the only one
Yep.
that got his own intro. Um, the match overall was okay. I wasn't upset by it. I just
which company is he doing the match with? Shotzi? Is it?
dude, you're asking me really weird questions that I could never give you an answer for. Sorry, my camera's
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, you're right though about Matt Cardona. They really got him on the like he was definitely versus like he was definitely like the highlight of this match.
yeah,
And he was trying to elevate the System into like turning them babyface.
I genuinely and I don't like the goobers from NXT. I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah,
But
Dark State.
this was a decent match. I had
GCW. It's in GCW that match.
okay. I had a good time and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
So Dark State, how are you supposed to take them as this, like, I don't know, like this force when they haven't even won a bloody match yet?
Can I be honest with you?
Mm.
I said from the beginning that I didn't like it. It was poorly planned. I didn't like any of the promos or the way that they did this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And honest to God, I don't really want to talk about it. So if you have anything to say, go. But
Nope.
I think they are what they are, and I think they're gonna
Yeah.
be phased out. None
Yeah.
of them are real wrestlers.
No, but and they Cardona and the System win. So with that, we are going into our next match: Indy Hartwell versus Tessa Blanchard.
Okay, can I be really honest with you? This was probably the weakest match of the night.
And it was still a good match.
I actually no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, yeah,
No, it wasn't. The main event was definitely the weakest
Yeah.
match of the night. Um, I think Tessa in the ring is a good wrestler.
mm-hmm.
She's not visually appealing. She's not good on the mic. She's not a good character. She's just over now in the negative way because of
Yeah.
what she did.
Yeah.
I don't think if that stuff never happened, okay, if none of that stuff ever happened and you took Tessa Blanchard from the point where she was at and let her have that whole break and then brought her back,
Yeah,
her
she
reaction
wouldn't
is
be. Yeah,
is nowhere near as
it
good
would
as
be
it is now.
lackluster. Yeah, absolutely. it
She,
would be.
and it's good and bad because it's like it's good to your heel is like has that heat,
Mm-hmm.
but it's bad because we're using somebody's like real life
Personal-
situations
yeah.
that they did that was actually wrong to build heat for
For
wrestling.
the wrong reasons. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if someone is like an SA or like
yeah,
saying racist things, we shouldn't be
yeah.
using those things as a way to
Well,
get
it'd be
them
like
over.
okay, let's say let's say a wrestler. We won't give anybody names because we're not trying to implicate anybody that they're doing that. But generic wrestler A, it says a whole bunch of racist things on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, goes away for a while and comes back, and then comes back in a storyline where he's this big racist just to create heel heat.
Exactly. So for me, it's like Hogan, right? Hogan came back and he got booed. It wasn't heat boos.
Yeah,
It was like
his last appearance, he got booed
no,
out of
but
the
listen,
building.
it wasn't heat boos. It
No.
was go away boos.
Yeah.
And I understand that because of what it is. WWE didn't manipulate that to get
No.
heat for Hogan, and
No.
they realized what they did was wrong, and they cut it off immediately. They didn't have
Yeah.
him come back, nothing. And RIP to him. I'm not saying anything bad, okay?
Yeah.
I've you know me. I've never respected him as anything
Yeah.
except for the moneymaker that he was. I
Yeah.
don't think he was a
He
wrestling
brought
talent. I think he's
he
like in a
brought
Roman Reigns caliber
yeah.
with me. Like,
Mind you, like I don't know if you saw that clip I posted of him versus what Inoki there in
yeah, but
Japan.
this
Yeah.
this is not WWE.
Yeah.
I've seen him wrestle in Japan. I know he can go.
Yeah.
I've seen him have a couple good matches in WCW. I've seen him have good matches in
Yeah.
WWE. It's the point that he was never a premier wrestler
No.
or a character or a talker. He got over organically and it just happened.
Yeah, the charisma. It was the
Yeah.
charisma that really.
But I think the way you're using Tessa Blanchard here is wrong.
Yeah. Even though she's a great talent in the ring.
Absolutely. And this
Yeah.
match was fine.
And Indy goes over on this one.
Like that, like I'm saying. So when I said that that's maybe the worst match of the night, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I do think the main event is the worst. I still don't think this is a bad match. I think it was
Yeah.
fine.
I agree. And then they write what's her name off TV, Gia Miller.
Yeah.
But something happened with Gia Miller earlier in the week, and that's why she's taking time off.
Okay. Well, let her have it.
Yeah. She was I'm not gonna say names. You go look it up yourself, but there was some comments made to her that really affected her and really upset her, and I think that's why she's taking some time off. So just go look up Gia Miller, why she's taking time off. It's on her feed, and I don't want to get into that because that's not what we're here for. Then we get a little bit of a messed up backstage promo. You got the
Yeah.
Elegance brand and the concierge, and they're like talking about getting ready for the thing, and then you hear the guy, okay, action in 3, 2, 1. Then all of a sudden they get into character.
Yeah. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, but I just thought I'd bring that up because it was pretty funny. So with that, we are getting the winner take all match: JC Jane versus Masha Slamovich for the NXT and the TNA Knockouts World Championship match.
Yeah.
Both belts on the line.
Okay.
Masha carried this match.
She did, but I think this is probably the best JC Jane match I've ever watched.
She elevated her game for this, yes.
And I still, it wasn't like anything special. It was just like what it is,
Yeah. It's more the outcome I'm not a fan of. JC Jane ends up winning.
I do think like, well, I think we'll talk about that this more at the end. But I do think that the
Setting up something for Brown for Glory.
The decisions you've made here are L's for TNA.
Yeah.
I think Bound for Glory. I think there's two options here, okay? Especially because you have Tessa tied up. You're either having Indy win or you're having Masha win back. And if Masha doesn't win back, I think she's out the door.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's the case. And I think she's probably Japan bound because I can't see AEW trying to take any more people on because they're watching what's happening in WWE with that bloated women's roster, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
A solid match, all things considered.
Yeah.
It didn't feel long.
Yeah, and obviously she had two people on the ringside with her, but Masha also had what's her name? I forgot her name, but in WWE it was Xia Li, and
I would have liked if they had Killer Kelly come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not Michin. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but if Killer Kelly come out and then Masha wins, that sets up something for down the road, right? Like there was an organic
there was already
feud
kind
right
of
there.
Shenana guy throughout this, but I think if you had Kelly come out on the side of Masha, have her cheat for the other guys to win, but not team up with them. You can have a match against JC Jane, let's say, where you let JC Jane win still, and then you set up a feud between Killer Kelly and Masha. So if you're not trying to have Masha win the belt and she's not leaving your company, you can have a side storyline like you do with Tessa. And then now you have Indy go for the belt and you let Indy win it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was way too easy for me to come up with that it should be.
Yeah. Criminal. So yeah, JC Jane is your first ever TNA and NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah. I think this is my thing, right? And I
said
this
whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mean to keep sidetracking, but we talked about this. And I mentioned this on a comment about on one of those like what cultures or whatever. And They were talking about like how TNA fans are mad, and rightfully so. I would be mad too. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
It
there's
would
a
be like if
big uproar.
AEW, listen, as New Japan fans, which I think is probably our number one company when
Hmm.
you break it down at the end of the day. If AEW won all the New Japan belts, even though they're a major company, we'd be upset.
Yeah,
But now imagine Ring of Honor won all the things. You'd be a little more upset. But then Ring of Honor is still a legitimate company. NXT is
yeah,
developmental. You
yeah,
have, and you can feel the way you want about Trick. I do think he's kind of gotten better. We've grown on him as a
yeah,
talent. We still don't like him, but you can see what's there.
yeah.
And I can understand if someone really likes Trick and this is your feelings towards it, I'm not going to negotiate that
Yeah.
argument.
I
But
think I think with Trick, the push was not organic. It happened too fast. Let
yes,
it grow. Let it fester.
but like I said, you can take that argument and you can push that aside. Okay, the thing that you have here is you have a lower tier women's wrestler from a developmental company who,
Yeah.
some reason, you've made your champion, who's just playing off the gimmick of Mandy Rose now,
Yeah.
and you made her the champion of another
Yeah.
company, even though she's never even
Like
main
if it
rostered
were,
on your
it'd
own
be a
company.
different story if this was Grace again, or if this was Stephanie Vaquer or somebody
Or
like
yeah,
that.
if it was like Roxanne Perez, I can understand. But like the
Yeah.
choice to do this feels weird because Trick, at least I see the potential in him. This
Yeah.
JC Jane is peaked. This is peak JC
This is
Jane.
peak JC. Yeah.
So to have her win is crazy because now what? Namasha will never win the NXT belt. So even
No.
if you have her win it back, it's just going to be the TNA belt.
Yeah.
So then what does TNA gain out of this?
Nothing.
WWE, by having this belt, and I said this with Trick, let's just say the fan base of NXT is 3 million.
Yeah.
Okay. By doing all these moves, you're alienating the TNA fan base. Okay.
Hmm.
TNA now, they're 3 million fans, NXT 3 million. Okay. Their 3 million fans don't want to watch your company now because of what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And by you having Trick have the belts, or
JC,
JC,
you're
only out
devaluing
of
your
those
company
3
too.
million fans, you're only migrating over like 5,000 people because they don't
Yeah.
want to watch it.
They don't. That's
So-
the whole reason. Yeah.
And NXT people, you've seen it from the way they were chanting in this crowd,
Mhm.
don't want to watch TNA. So
Yeah.
by doing this, you're only hurting your own company, and it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. With that, we are going into our next match of the night. Moose defending the X Division Championship against Leon Slater. This was great.
This is the best.
This is the
Moose
best
match
Moose match we've ever seen. Yeah.
Period. Leon Slater is a gem.
But he sold for Leon so well. A year ago, I would have not said this about Moose.
Well, we've realized what he is. He's a company guy, and we do appreciate our
Yeah.
company guys. Like we're not John Moxley fans, but we appreciate
What he does.
what he is.
Yeah.
Right. Seth Rollins. Right. And the issue that I have, I don't even have any issues actually. You know
No,
what?
there
I'm
was
not
no.
a big Moose guy, but seeing him put over thing at
Leon?
the end,
Yeah.
and then with the feud that you had at the pre-show,
Mm-hmm. They're
I
really
think
turning
they
them
are
face.
turning
Yeah.
them face.
Yeah.
And they're going to be the team that battles against NXT. There's going to be like a War Games, I think, with NXT and TNA.
Okay.
And it's going to be like Moose in the system and let's say Leon Slater against whoever they bring.
Okay.
Those four guys. And then
What's it called? What's that match called?
Ethan
Where
Page,
they?
maybe.
No, but there's a. I forgot the
The
name
countdown match. Yeah, yeah.
of it. No. Well, what TNA does is they have it's like a cage match, and then when everybody's in the ring, the cover
Oh,
comes
yeah,
down with
yeah,
all the
yeah.
weapons.
I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
I
Monsters
know exactly.
Ball, Matt. Is
yeah,
it a Monsters?
Ball? Monsters Ball.
Yeah, the monster. I think that's what's going to happen
Fair enough.
at Bound for Glory. But
Really good match. Really good
Yeah.
match.
and I didn't realize the power Leon Slater actually has by like
Yeah.
he lifted up Moose, he threw him in a couple
I
F5s.
want to
like,
say this was my match of the night, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Mustafa Ali match was my match
Yeah.
of the night.
this was a really close second though, really close second, and Moose does the job for
That's
Leon.
what I'm saying, and I thought that
Yeah.
has to be the face moment. That's where we're going here. That's what made it.
So
And then
Leon
AJ
Slater
Styles,
is now your youngest ever X Division champion.
thank you for doing that. I like when you
Yep.
appreciate things like that. Wrestling companies.
Yep, wrestling
you don't need to
companies.
win 17 titles to prove
No.
a point.
No,
And-
and Leon Slater has such a bright future ahead of him.
AJ Styles comes out, the pop is crazy, dude. I was
To his
vibrating.
original music.
Can I just say something to you? I was vibrating for this whole segment of him walking out. Like it felt surreal. it gave me goosebumps. I almost like had like a cry moment. It was like Kenny going back to
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was like even as much as I hate him, it was like CM Punk going back to WWE.
Would you call this maybe a feel good moment of the year?
Oh, for sure. Buddy, that place was shaking from him. They were singing the song,
Yeah.
and he puts over Leon Slater. I hope they
Yeah.
get a match together, but
Maybe a Bound for Glory.
maybe.
I would like
Anyways,
to see that. So with that, we are going into our four-way tag team ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. It's the Hardys and the Nemeths, the Rascals, and First Class. Now we gotta make a
okay,
note here that what's his name got hurt.
yeah, but I need to
Uh,
say something.
they brought back the fake Rascal.
They brought back Myron Reed, and Myron Reed does a reverse neck breaker
Hmm.
over the ropes, and it's one of the sickest moves I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even a big Myron Reed fan.
Nope. But yeah.
That was one of the sickest moves I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He jumped in reverse over the rope, grabbed the guy who jumped out Dango. I don't
Was it
remember who
Casey
it was.
Navarro?
Casey, somebody, and they laid out and did the job for him to the ground. It
And
was
Casey
fucking
Navarro
sick.
and Casey Navarro is working hurt in this match
Yeah,
too.
dude. This put this down
And
for multi-man tag match of the year. This I'm going to be
and
honest with you. This match was sick.
yeah,
This
and
match
props
was
and
amazing.
props to what's it, AJ Francis. He actually knew what his role was in this match, and he did it well.
He set up all his spots perfectly, and we've been hard on him. I do like him in TNA though. He
Yeah,
set up
he
all his spots perfectly, buddy. That bump he took to the outside
was gnarly.
gnarly.
Yeah,
Both of his legs got tangled in it, and his hand hit the ground with all his weight through the
and
hole.
then after that, he did that moonsault off the ladder. So give props to
This match
you know what?
was
Just because this is what shows our show, that separates us. We give credit where credit is due,
yeah,
even
you
though we don't
should.
like the person. Yeah,
I don't have to like the wrestler or the company. If the match is good, I'm here for wrestling. You know
yeah,
me. I don't even give a shit about storylines. I think sometimes storylines we talk about it, they add to stuff, but like you
yeah.
know me, I'm good with Japanese wrestling. Just throw two guys in a ring that are
Hmm.
good and let them smash each other.
Yep.
And this match was really good. The Hardys were really good.
Yep.
Jeff Hardy scares
This
me
is
the way he tries to injure
but
everybody
this
with
is the
those
thing.
moonsaults.
The thing is about Jeff. This is the best I've seen Jeff in a
Swanton.
while.
This is the best I've seen Matt maybe since WWE, since
Yeah,
Broken Matt Hardy in TNA. This
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah,
And it was crazy because his
And
legs
even-
don't fucking work.
and even Ryan Nemeth played his part well too.
Ryan Nemeth took a chair shot bump,
Hmm.
the twist of fate through the chair.
Yeah, through the chair.
Where I watched Dolph Ziggler do it, and he took the bump completely differently, and it still looked like it hurt. But Nemeth got absolutely crunched in the fucking chair, and
Yeah.
I was like, Nemeth, or sorry, Nick Nemeth,
Mhm.
like raised up and hit his head off the top. But
Yeah.
the way the chair like folded in
He was
on
right on his neck.
Ryan Nemeth was like
Mhm.
crushed him, and he still did the job on the next couple of bumps on
Yeah.
the ladder spots. I think the drop down Batman 866 ladder
Yeah.
was hilarious because
Yep.
them climbing it was just like him with a shark repellent.
Yeah, shark repellent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's how Jeff Hardy ends up winning. He climbs up that Batman ladder, and the Hardys are your new champions.
You know, I don't like a hot shot, but I was okay with it here.
Yeah,
I was
because
okay
of
with it
what
here.
we get after the match.
Yeah, tell him.
So Hardys are your new champions. We hear familiar music. Team 3D Bubba Bully Ray, as he's known.
Can
in
I tell?
TNA.
Wait, before you finish that, I hate. Okay, you know in WWE they used to have the two rockets shoot down.
Yeah,
But in TNA it just makes the noise of it, but nothing
Yeah.
happens. He goes pew. Burp, burp, burp. But yeah, so
Yeah.
Team 3D
well, Bully Ray
Bully Ray comes out,
sets up
challenges
one
them.
last match. The Hardys versus Team 3D. The crowd is chanting, "Where's Devon?" And Bully Ray assures them that at Bound for Glory, you will hear one last time, "Devon, get the tables."
Good, I love it. Beautiful. This is so far for me. Like I feel like you were low on it at the beginning. Now you sound like you kind of like. what
No,
happened.
okay. I'm not low on the show. I'm low at some of the outcomes.
I'm low on the next fucking one.
Well, okay. So we'll get right into it. As Santino calls them, Tricky Williams versus Joe Henry versus Mike Santana. Three-way match for the TNA World Championship.
How many minutes was this match?
13.
Okay. I swear to you, I timed it and it's 9 minutes.
Really? I got 13 and a bit.
I listen, I could be wrong and I could have just had a misstep there. either way, this is your main event of the night. It was so lackluster. It was so boring.
Hmm.
And the outcome was so quick. It just happened. Like
Yeah, and
you're thinking this is going to be like a long, drawn out
and the
three-way
best
match.
part, the
I think they're
best part
injured.
of the match was Joe Henry versus Santana.
Absolutely. I think there's an injury here, and they just didn't want to cancel the match.
Who do you think's injured?
Joe Hendry,
You think so?
because he was the weakest link here by far. And I know we don't think he's a great wrestler.
Even though his spots with Mike Santana were better than some of the rest.
I mean, I think Trick had all the best moments in this match.
Yeah. Even though
Santana,
half the match he wasn't even in.
we're not Santana guys, though. Let's be
No.
honest. I like how they do the tail of the tape and it tells you, like, oh, 4-time champion, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But we get a cheap roll up by Trick Williams and he wins. And
he
he's still
wins.
your champ. So now your two of your major belts are on NXT guys.
I mean, it's still, he already had it, but yeah.
Yeah.
7.8 out of 10.
Okay, I'm not that far off from you. I gave it a 7.6.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I thought you were going to be like in the low sevens.
No, I took away a couple points because of some of the outcomes. Like I said. So. But other than that, yeah, 7.6 and 7.8. Yeah, it was good. Like, I mean, for their biggest show of the year, well, no, their
They
second
delivered.
biggest. Yeah,
they
did
delivered.
deliver. Yeah.
I think, to me, I know it's bound for glory.
Yeah.
But you know how I've said this since we started doing this. I think Slammiversary is the flagship show to me.
Because the last couple Slammiversaries have been like.
Yeah, the first Slammiversary we watched when we
That was the Queen of the Mountain match?
Queen of the Mountain match, where fucking Chelsea
Jordan
Green
Gray-
took that crazy bump through the tables.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our like gateway. Like, I know you watched. Always has watched wrestling, so you have to figure. But that was my gateway to be like, oh, we're gonna watch TNA now.
TNA now, yeah. So okay. So with that out of the way, our scores are there. Make sure you tune in next week. Next week, Campo and I will have our reviews of Pro Wrestling Noah. They had a double show over the weekend, and we will review that for you next week. So make sure you tune in for that. Our only review of the week. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.